Hi there. I don't know if you know, but in 2024, over 840,000 people will start a business, give or take. And by the end of 2024, there'll be about 672,000 left. And by the time we get to the end of the second year, that'll be down to about 500,000. And by the time we get to the third year, over 60% of those people that started a business this year will be gone. So if you're thinking about starting a business, here are my top 10 tips to make sure you're not one of those 60% and that you're one of the ones that will make your business successful. Stick around. Hi there, and for those that don't know me, my name is Ian Dixon and I'm an international business speaker and business performance mentor, and for the last 20 years I've been helping businesses to become, or business owners to become healthier, wealthier and happier. And today I want to share with you my top 10 tips if you want to start a business in 2024, my top 10 tips to help make sure your business is one of the ones that's successful. And if you stick around to the end, I'll give you a bonus tip that I give all my clients that I promise you, if you include this in your business startup model, your business is far more likely to be successful. Stick around, 5-6 minutes, stick around to the end. I'll give you a bonus tip at the end. Right, let's get going. So, with all that being said, right, the first thing is if you're sat at home thinking you might have been made redundant, you might have decided you want to leave your job, you're fed up, you want to start something for yourself. The most important thing, people ask me this all the time, should I be this, should I do that? Is it right for you? And the question that I ask them is, why do you want to do it? Why do you want to be a driving instructor? Why do you want to be a web developer? And understand if it's right for you. And this is a real life story. You know, many years ago, probably 30 years ago, I was unemployed. I went and trained as a driving instructor, and at the end of the first 2 weeks there was the realization the only time I'm going to be working is lunchtimes, evenings and weekends, and that isn't what I wanted to do at all. So it was, you know, I didn't do enough research at all. It's just like, it was common sense now, but back then, crazy. Right, so making sure, and the question is to ask yourself why. Is this something that I'm going to enjoy the process of doing as well as the delivery of the widget? So don't be chasing the money. I'm going to do it because it's going to make me rich. Absolutely, you will not see it through. I promise you. It has to be something you are truly passionate about and something that you love and something that you are genuinely interested in doing. Number 2, all that's done, but need to make sure, is it something that's in demand? Is this something that people will want to buy? And the other piece to that is if it's a product or service that is on the up and in demand, fabulous, but are those people easy enough to find? If it's your first business, don't make it difficult for yourself. Have a product or service where it's easy to find your prospects and your future clients. So, and the flip of that is making sure that it's not an industry product or service that's in the decline, on its way out. You know, don't go and open a record shop when CDs are coming to market, and don't open a CD shop when we're downloading MP3s. So make sure that you're moving into a marketplace that is on the up, not on the down. And as I say, just making sure that people are easy to find. Number 3, know your market. So the world changes all the time. So, you know, even if it's an industry, product or service that you're familiar with, go and do your due diligence, go and do your market research, go and spend time with some of the people that you want to sell to, and even some of your competitors, and understand what is it that the market needs, what is it that they want, what is it that they're desperate, what problem can you solve, and is this a fit for you? So knowing your market, you know, where do these, you know, avatars as we call them, where do these people live, what do they drive, what other things do they do, what relationships do they have with other businesses? Know your market. Number 4, plan. So, business speak, have a business plan. There's lots of ways you can do this. A bank, if you're looking to borrow money, will want a very formal plan. But at the very least, put a 1, 3 and 5 year plan together, and at the very least estimate and forecast what you reasonably would expect to generate income wise, what you would reasonably expect to be your costs and outgoings, and understand, does the business model that you're putting together, the amount that you can charge for your product or service, marry or match up with how much it's going to cost you to be able to sell that product. I've sat down with people genuinely that have gone through a business idea with me, and I've asked them a few pertinent questions, and they've sat and looked at me and said, this doesn't work, does it? And I said, no, it doesn't scale. And there are business models, I promise you. I've worked with very traditional business models that until they reach a certain size, it doesn't actually work. Until you get to a certain scale, on paper, it just financially doesn't work. So be very mindful of that. Be as accurate as you can. It's never gonna be a guess, especially if you do your market research. Understand from a planning perspective where you would expect to be at the end of the first year, third year and fifth year. Tip number 5, nice and easy. Is this business appropriate as a sole trader? Should you be a limited company, or are you going to work with partners and have an LLP? There are specialists that will advise you. An accountant will give you advice on which business model is best. There are pros and cons to all of them, and all I would say to you is, again, before you set off, just make sure that you're picking up the right business model, whether that be sole trader, limited company or LLP. Speak to an accountant or a business coach or a business advisor, and they'll give you that information based on what you want to do. Tip number 6, brand and business kind of style name, your brand name and brand image. Not as important as business owners tend to think that it is, as long as it is palatable, and sensible. I've had some crazy ones. The only people that it really is important to is you and your mum. So in all honesty, as long as it is sensible what it is that you're looking to name yourself. There are some things that I would recommend you avoid, no different to me. Don't call yourself by your name, but then I'm the product. So and don't restrict yourself with geography unless you have no plans to expand, and of course, and it's not of value to you to call yourself a business name based on your location. So consider your brand. There are lots of tools and lots of very inexpensive ways, if you're not creative, to outsource and get some ideas back, so you can pick something that really resonates with you. The most important thing is that you love it. I've worked with clients that have done rebranding over the years and that fell out of love with their business, and then when they did their rebrand, they literally fell back in love with their business. I can think of a chain of coffee shops locally to me that I worked with for many years, and she wanted to sell that business, and we did a rebrand with her to modernize everything, and just the rebrand was enough for her to fall back in love with her business. Number 7, show me the money. So as a famous film, it's gone anyway, it doesn't matter, Jerry Maguire, show me the money. Make sure, and I made this mistake, make sure you have enough money when you start to see you. The recommendation is 3 months, but I would say 6 months money. So enough money to pay your bills and to, no different to when you were earning a salary. Make sure at the very least you have 6 months worth of money as a backup, so that when you're starting up your business, you're not compromising yourself and your business because you've run out of money. So often, and as I say, I made this mistake, I vastly underestimated how long it would take to get going. So I would say 6 months at least, but just make sure you have enough funds so that you're not putting yourself, compromising yourself right out of the gate. Number 8, premises. Now you may say to me, I don't need premises. You have premises. It doesn't matter whether you're a sole trader working from home, that's premises. So your workspace and your office environment is important. So this is your livelihood. So don't since COVID, so many people now work from home, so they have home space. But I still go into homes where people are, since COVID, are still working on their dining room table. No, don't. That's a permanent temporary solution. Or a temporary permanent, either way. Make sure that you have premises. Make sure you have space. So set yourself up as you mean to go on as early as you can. It's important. You're going to be spending a lot of time sat at that desk, I promise you. So get that bit right too. IT, number 9. Tip number 9, IT. Hardware, software, understanding the hardware and software, even a camera, lighting, if you're a hybrid, if you're working from home, if you're talking to clients over Teams, Zoom, whatever it might be. Again, don't compromise. Make sure it's all representative of who you are and what you're doing. So make sure that you get your IT right. And we're surrounded by fabulous IT support people these days. So shop around, find somebody that you can work with that'll help you and support you, and make sure that you don't compromise yourself with your IT. It's so important nowadays. And number 10, and I promise you a bonus tip, I will give you the bonus tip, is to make sure that you get some help. So it's so easy to kind of just plod along and try these things for yourself when there are people out there genuinely that will want to help you. And one of the easiest ways, one of the best ways, is to get out networking. Get yourself out into the business networking environment. There will be people that are very generous and free to offer help and support to new businesses. So the very fact that I'm here and you're watching this video should tell you that there are people out there that genuinely, for nothing, will want to help you. So this country runs on the small business enterprise, and without us, we wouldn't be here. So I'm very, very strong on making sure that we're offering to support these 840,000 business owners, people that want to start businesses in each year. So it's over 70,000, or it can be up to about 70,000 a month. It's crazy how many people want to start. So, right, so there's my top 10. Please do like and subscribe and ding the bell if this has been of use to you. It helps me immensely. So please do like, subscribe and ding the bell. I'd be much appreciative. Comments below would be very helpful too. I promised you a bonus tip. Here's my bonus tip, right? So when you get started and you start, I've got so many videos to do this year, I can't begin to do. I'm going to try and get 2 or 3 a week out for you. But this piece of advice is money loves speed. All right, money loves speed. Whatever it is that you're going to be doing as a business, make sure you represent and demonstrate in the quality of service how quickly you will do or are doing or delivering your products or service on your website, on your marketing, on your socials, in things like in stock, next day, same day, phone answered within 3 rings. Doesn't matter how, but demonstrate the speed of service. All right, I promise you, money loves speed. Us as consumers, we will spend more money with somebody if they do it quickly for us. There you go. 10 top tips on starting a business, just some basic tips and advice. Stick around on the channel. This year we're going to be supporting you 840,000 crazy people that want to start a business in 2024. plus lots of other content coming your way, all business related. So we look forward to sharing some of that with you. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to catching up with you next time. Bye for now.